Alright guys, it's your boy Kish here with my boy Fidu, and we're about to have an AOT showdown. It's me versus him. We're about to go debate a bunch of topics that I brought up in my previous AOT season 4 part 1 review. And you know, the boy told me he was ready. He has some points.
Hey, I do. I'm here. I'm here for it, man.
And it's even better because not that he disagrees, but he probably sees what I said differently, like from a different perspective. So it's always going to be good to like get a fresh perspective, because I'm pretty sure you guys watched my video and you guys probably saw it a little bit differently and then got like illuminated to the way I viewed it. And then this debate is basically going to serve that purpose, right?
Different perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to the first topic.
All right.
Well, actually, let me talk about the rules first. All right. So rule number 1, let the person creating the point or the idea finish their point, get their point across. Rule number 2, provide a counter or an argument to whatever idea he presents or whatever idea I present. And we're going to have to agree when we don't have a counter. That's when, you know, and then go through all established topics. So all those topics that we have, the ideas that we're going to go through. And then overall, we have to be a bunch of pingus and, you know, just enjoy what we're doing. All right, guys. So the first topic is AOT that didn't live up to the hype. And it doesn't matter how many Twitter people, Facebook people, or people on Instagram say it was great, it was not living up to the hype.
Vete para la pilla, vea, me un mini. Jodas más, vete a hablar inglés para acá ese carajo, no entiendo ni cómo lo que está hablando.
And Fido has something to say about this.
Well, I mean, look, to me, we have to remember, first of all, that it's split into two parts, right? Now, this first part, I don't know if you've seen Game of Thrones.
Yes.
You know how Game of Thrones like usually has like very slow burn and it's a lot of political moves.
Yes.
And you know, shit like that, right? And then you get a payoff.
Okay.
I felt a lot of Game of Thrones vibes when I watched this season.
Okay.
But like a lot of it, like for me, was cool because, like, for example, the Aaron already being in Marley.
Yes.
Right.
That part was dope.
That was cool. Seeing Aaron's.
Cut. Demon. All right, go ahead. All right, we're just moving right now.
All right.
Go ahead.
Like it's just a bunch of little moves and like pieces being put into place, and then boom, you have the payoff with the attack on Liberia.
Which one's Liberia?
Well, that's when Aaron attacked Marley.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Is Liberia the
Liberia is where they keep the Eldians.
So their concentration city.
That's like their little neighborhood.
Okay.
That's Liberia. So
got it. So you felt like the episodes before that happened? Because I felt like this episodes before were like fillery, but I understand that it had to do with the plot, right? So you're saying it is living up to the hype. We just had to understand what was going on in the first 5 episodes.
They had to set the backstory. They had to introduce us to Gabby and to the rest of the candidates.
Okay.
And show us just a little bit of how life is in Marley for the Eldians.
Okay. And I have a counter for that. My counter for that is basically us as readers, we already know that. So the life that they live in, the main characters, the supporting characters, up until season 4, we understand that they live in a timeline and in a place where it's kind of like probably 300-400 years to our regular human timeline, right? Mm-hmm. Like they had horses, they had agriculture, I don't think they had electricity before or anything like that. So with that point, I'm going to say that showing us the backstory of all those little characters could have been like easily done in one episode, saying, okay guys, here are the fucking Marleyans, right? Like for example, remember when they went in the episode down in the basement? That could have been introduced in a fucking book where Erwin reads it and Erwin goes, oh, so this is how this came to be, right? But what they ended up doing is that they showed us those 5 episodes for us to like get to know the characters, get like our own biases or ideas towards the characters, which is what happens with me with Gabi. Is they introduced Gabi as the anti-hero version of Aaron on their side, right? So we're supposed to appreciate this character for what it is and this whole backstory of what it is. But for me, it ended up creating like an annoyance thing because I didn't end up appreciating what she went through, which was the whole purpose of what they were showing us. The only person that I grew a minimal appreciation on that side was Reiner a little bit and Falco. That's it. Yeah. Everyone else, I was with Aaron and everybody else that literally we can go Titan mode and just step on that whole country.
History will vindicate me!
And I'm pretty sure up until that point, before season 4 started, everybody that was in the fan base of AOT was like, yeah, if we need to go kill those motherfuckers that have been sending these Titans to eat us this whole time, we need to go do that.
Right.
Because we grew up loving like the story and the plot of people that have been incarcerated. Yeah. And now you're leading us up to this moment of freedom, and because of like the plot that's been happening, we're not getting that. And I understand that in part 2 we might get something, like, because I think that's when it ends.
Yeah.
That's
so
in part 2 we might get where like, okay, now it does live up to hype because they fixed that. But if they don't, I'm saying this part 1, it's going down the buzzer for me.
That's fine.
What do you think?
Like, okay, so like you said before, AOT, seasons 1, 2, 3, it was very clear, right? Eren is the good guy.
Yes.
The bad guys are the Titans.
Yes.
And this is what we're fighting.
Yes.
Right? So the Titans they're not human, right? Quote unquote. Like when they're Titans, they're no longer human.
Yeah.
So it's easy for us to see Eren say, oh, let's just kill them all and we win. Because they're like, these mindless monsters. Right. What happens now when it's humans?
You still kill them all. Because they're your enemies, bro. If you're in a warfare, right? So if I have a bunch of Germans, right, trying to kill me, listen,
what makes him different from
that they're trying to kill me? That what sets him different is that I wasn't trying to kill them in the first place, and they've been trying to kill me this whole time.
Okay.
Right. So the is it the Midorians? What are we called? The Eren people.
Eren people. Well, they're from Paradise.
Okay, so the people from the Paradise have been alone. Like they could have stopped sending Titans a long time ago, but they kept doing it.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So they could have left it because I'm pretty sure if they stopped giving that overflow of Titans, eventually through human reproduction and the amount of armies that we would constantly reproduce, the Titans would have been extinguished. At least the ones that came near the walls.
That's essentially Zeke's plan.
Right, but now that's essentially
it's
it
a different. Yeah.
Essentially, it is.
Essentially, yeah.
Right, but so basically, wait, what was your point? Because I was attacking them.
No, what I mean is like, okay, so let's take specifically, we have the Eldians on Paradise, right?
Yes.
And then we have Eldians in Marley,
right,
who are treated like crap by the Marlians. Like no matter what, the Marlians are
right. So I remember your point. Your point was that season 4 is supposed to create this backstory so we can feel and understand why the author's choosing to go this way with like saying, oh, we can't just fucking stomp on them now, right? And I go, author, great job. I love season 1 through 3. But so far, you fucked up. Right now, you fucked up because we don't give a fuck about those Marleyans. We really don't. They're just a sketch thing that you drew and you put it up. And this whole time, we've been emotionally invested in the main characters.
Correct.
In the main characters.
Correct.
And we don't need you to teach us the complications of warfare. We all understand this, right?
Yeah, but that's what the story is about.
No,
the story is about the futility of war. Listen,
how futile it is?
It's futile. It's bullshit because you might think you're good and then I think you're bad and vice versa. And no matter what, there's a cycle of hatred and violence.
Okay.
That's what the story is trying to show. And when separate the Eldians who are in Marley from the nation of Marley, because they're subhuman to them.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So then, why in the world are all these Marleyan kids like Gabi so obsessed with we have to kill them, we have to kill them? How different is that from Eren? Especially when Eren attacks her hometown.
But it's very different. Why?
But why?
Why? Because we know that Gabi reached that sentiment through brainwashing.
Okay, yeah.
Eren reached that sentiment in an organic way of being attacked. So Eren is coming from the point of defense, right? Gabi, and I'm not saying just Gabi. Like Gabi's the
Eldians and Marley.
Yeah,
warrior candidate.
Yeah, right. So Gabi's the representation of that whole fucking mess of a country that they have, right? Exactly. So we get introduced this, and I'm pretty sure he could have made season 4 a part 1 and a part 2 and still have a great plot without making us care for these people. I don't think it would have done anything, because let's say if at the end in part 2 he decides to kill Eren off, regardless of how you did it, we are all gonna feel the impact. We're all gonna cry, or whether if he wins, we're all gonna be like, fuck, dude, he won. People got slaughtered, but yes, he finally won. Like for example, when
Can I say something to that point real quick?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, like for me personally, the show is not about rooting for Eren anymore. That's what it was.
Right, they switched it.
It's no longer that.
Okay.
So like for me, it's not, oh, I want to see Eren win. What does Eren winning mean? How many people have to die?
Okay.
How many innocent people have to die?
Okay.
I understand completely why Eren is the way he is.
Right.
But he's wrong. And Gabby's wrong too. They're all wrong.
Right.
You understand?
Right. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That they're all wrong.
I think that's what the author is trying to portray. That all this hatred and violence and killing is bullshit. That's why Armin in that one episode, when Gabby's like, oh, you don't want to kill me? I can't believe you don't want to kill me. He's just like, oh, all you say is, all you talk about is killing and killing. Like, when does it end?
Right.
That for me is, that's the point.
Right. Okay.
Now,
got you.
Season 1, 2, 3, yes. Eren, go kill those motherfuckers.
Right.
But now we're talking about humans, we're not talking about Titans.
So can we agree that based on this part 1, because this is all that we can argue, right? Compared to all the anime seasons of great hyped anime seasons and Attack on Titan hyped up anime Attack on Titan seasons, like season 3 was hyped up. And season 1 was hyped up. Season 2 was more like it was still great, but it was more like
story building.
Story building,
I
right?
think the first half of 3 was sort of like that too.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you think so far with part 1, because that's all we could argue,
right?
Do you think it lived up to the hype compared to season 1, season 3, and other anime seasons?
I would say no if we're going for just straight like shock value and like big scenes, but like the setup was still entertaining to watch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, it's not compared to season 3, 2, even 1. I wouldn't say it's the top one. And
I think I might agree with you. And what's probably going to help is that I'm probably going to read this afterwards. But I'm still emotionally attached to the result of the story.
Oh yeah,
like, I'm definitely like,
dude,
you know,
get ready.
But all right, so we got to an agreement. We got to a sort of like an agreement. So I guess we can move on to the next topic, guys. For each one of these topics, if you guys have your thoughts below, please hit them up in the comments, because it's not like, don't think that we're trying to see like we're tallying up scores. We just want to like see everyone's ideas, because what he's saying right now is completely new to me. Like, I think like I'm watching this and I just automatically believe that everybody sees it through through the same lens. You know?
That's how it happens.
Yep.
All right, it's good to talk to people.
Exactly. All right, so now all right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video so far. I hope you guys are enjoying. If you guys are really enjoying this little series that we're doing, this whole little debate thing between me and Fidel, please hit that like button below. Comment down below who you guys are agreeing with, and if you guys have any other takes on our debate. But yeah, hit that like button, because we're gonna break this video down into 4 parts, and it's gonna be 4 different things that we're debating about Attack on Titan season 4. Stay tuned and subscribe to Kish. Blah, 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 blah.